distinct pleasure of introducing Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer is a Jewish conservative investigative journalist and activist. Originally from Tucson, Arizona, Laura began her journalism career working as an undercover journalist for Project Veritas. Her investigations have uncovered fraud and corruption within the Hillary Clinton campaign, Islamic extremism on college campuses, the Las Vegas shooting, flaws and loopholes within the U.S. immigration system, and widespread voter fraud throughout the United States. Because of her effectiveness, Loomer was targeted by the left and big tech and is banned on nearly every single social media platform, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, PayPal, Venmo, GoFundMe, Medium, Teespring, and even Chase Bank shut down her access to her online banking account. And most recently, Comcast accidentally deleted her. Loomer, who is and always has been a loyal supporter of President Donald J. Trump, continues to fight for free speech and First Amendment rights for all Americans. Loomer has traveled all around the world for her investigations, and she is mostly known for her guerrilla-style journalism and often conducted ambush interviews on live stream, which became known as getting Loomered. Some of the people she's confronted on camera include Hillary Clinton, Chelsea Clinton, Huma Abedin, James Comey, Maxine Waters, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Michael Avenatti, Tim Kaine, lots of those in this list, huh? Linda Sarsour, Elisa Milano, and former DNC Chair Keith Ellison. Laura Loomer is running for Congress in Florida's 21st Congressional District, where in addition to actually representing her constituents, she will teach Lois Frenicle what it's meant to be Loomer.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm happier to be here this evening than you might realize, because as some of you may know, this is the same exact room in which last Tuesday we celebrated my victory. Before I get to all of that, I just want to take a moment to congratulate Joe Budd on his re-election as state committee man. And thank you for your support and your friendship. I look forward to working with you. I also want to thank Joe for coming to my victory party on Tuesday, and I want to thank the rest of you as well who attended, especially board member of Club 45 and the Laura Loomer for Congress volunteer coordinator, Linda Stuck. I'd like to thank Michael Barnett, the chairman of the Republican Party of Palm Beach, for calling me the evening of my election to congratulate me, and for his kind words in the press about me. I must also thank Joe Booters, the chairman of the RPOF, who came out early to endorse my candidacy. If you're an official delegate representing the state of Florida this year, please stand up. Today, on the RNC convention floor, Chairman Booters delivered 122 GOP delegates to President Trump from the great state of Florida. I'm very happy and very honored to announce that one of those delegates is my brilliant chief strategist and consultant, Karen Giorno, who delivered 66 out of 67 Florida counties to President Trump in 2016. So let's give it a go. committee, who also paid me some wonderful compliments. She told me that I'm a political rock star and a change agent for the Republican Party. I'm really looking forward to meeting her in person. I want to take a moment finally to thank my gracious primary opponent, Christian Acosta, who I spoke with on the phone the other day. Christian and I have shared goals: getting President Donald Trump reelected and beating Lois Frankel, and we're both committed to the fight ahead. So I look forward to working with Christian Acosta. I know that some of the people in this room may have voted for other primary candidates, and that's okay. I know there have also been very strong opinions this year about some of us and some of the candidates who ran. But we're all in this together now, and I want you to know that I'm here to listen to your ideas, and I need your support. Club 45 is the backbone of the conservative grassroots movement in this district and in Palm Beach County. Your determination and your hard work in supporting our president is vital to our country's future. You do it every day and not always in the easiest of circumstances, and I want to personally pay tribute to you all today for all that you've done and all that you will do in the future. So God bless you and thank you. On Tuesday, we celebrated an historic victory here in Florida's 21st District. Confounding our critics, my campaign successfully secured the Republican nomination. That means that in just 10 weeks, I will face off against Democrat incumbent Lois Frankel. And then, God willing, come November, I will become the President of the United States' own congressional representative. It is only thanks to groups like Club 45 that I have been able to get this far, and it is only with your help that I'll cross the finish line with a victory in November.
Yes.
I don't take any of you for granted, and I'm humbled by the faith that District 21 has placed in me, and I won't let you down. I've set myself a very ambitious goal. Along the way, I've made many powerful enemies in big tech, the media, and the progressive establishment. And I'm sure I'll be making many more. That's okay. I'm under no illusions about the scale of the fights that I've picked. I know that the enemy plays dirty. I know that their favorite currency is slander. And I knew that when I accepted the nomination, that I would be the subject of fresh smears and lies and libels every single day from now until the election. As you know, the president himself has taken an interest in my race. On Tuesday, he tweeted several messages of support in a notorious Trump tweet storm. He tweeted, "Great going, Laura. You have a great chance against the Pelosi puppet." It was a humbling moment. But I don't need to tell you what happened next. Howls of outrage from the establishment and the fake news media. They were stunned and absolutely furious that President Trump had the chutzpah to endorse an unconventional first-time candidate like myself. Because I've always been outspoken and provocative, fighting on the front lines of the free speech wars, it's easy to cherry-pick phrases that I may have used in the past and to take them out of context to suggest that I'm a hateful or intolerant person. That's what far-left organizations and media groups like the Washington Post and the Anti-Defamation League, which ironically spends its time smearing and defaming conservatives, are now attempting to do to me. The president himself is no stranger to these tactics. They didn't work on him in 2016, and they're not going to work on me now. Unlike the radical socialists, jihadists, and Marxists of the Democrat Party, I hold respectable and reasonable mainstream opinions that millions of other Americans share. Amen. So why the outcry? I'll tell you, it's because we have them spooked. They know that I'm on course to win. The DCCC knows that Lois Frankel is in trouble. And Lois Democrats are doing what the Democrats do best when they can't win the argument. They're calling everyone names. Just today, The Guardian illustrated a story about supposedly extremist Republicans with a photo from our campaign victory party on Tuesday. But you know, if we're extremists, if I'm an extremist, then that makes 63 million Americans extremists too. You just can't make this stuff up. And that's why you're going to hear a lot of really awful things about me over the next few months. Some of them you'll recognize from fake news stories, and I'm sure the forces of darkness will dream up some new lies too, because they always do. But I'm ready, and I'm anticipating their moves, and I won't be blown off course. I want you all to know something about me, or what I believe, and that is that if you want to know something about me, or you have a question about where I stand, or something that I may have said, all you have to do is ask me. And I will answer your question. And I urge you in this room to remember the last nationally popular candidate who was subjected to a daily onslaught of lies, half-truths, and vicious media commentary. I'm talking, of course, about my future constituent, President Donald Trump. None of this should surprise us. This is who the Democrats are. This is what they do. And to that, I say, bring it on. For the first time in decades, the Republican Party has a path to victory in this district. With my strategist, Karen Giorno, and with my incredible campaign team, we are walking that path, and I invite all of you to join us on that path. Mark my words, I am going to win this race. And the people of Palm Beach County will once again have the representation that they deserve. In the weeks to come, I will be giving every single voter in District 21 a reason to vote Republican. The sort of reason that they haven't had in decades. I'll talk to them about law and order, healthcare, and the economy, and the state of our great nation. I'll make sure that their First and their Second Amendment rights are always protected. And I'll make sure that this community's values and priorities are communicated in Congress. In case you haven't picked up on it, I am itching for this fight. I love fighting. I love fighting radical Democrats. Or skepticism. I'm going to run towards the fire and not away from it. And I'm going to win on November 3rd because I understand something that my opponents don't about the soul of the American people. We are a nation defined by willful determination, defined by our refusal to accept failure and defeat, and defined by our fighting spirit. And that fighting spirit is a spirit that I have embraced my entire life. My opponent, Lois Frankel, on the other hand, has spent her entire life in politics, longer than I've been alive. She is a 3-decade career swamp creature. Bought and paid for by special interests in Washington, D.C. Just as Big Tech outsources jobs to foreign workers, Lois Frankel outsources her vote to Nancy Pelosi, proxy voting, whichever way the Democrat machine tells her to. And it's why President Trump calls her Pelosi puppet, and it's why we call her Lazy Lois. The people of this district are no longer represented represented by Lois Frankel at all, but instead by Nancy Pelosi and the tech tyrants in Silicon Valley. As I crisscross the district and I listen to everyday Americans talking about how the Chinese virus is affecting their lives and how these unconstitutional mandates have crippled their jobs and their families and their livelihoods, Frankel is staying home, more concerned with demonizing our police, praising rioters and looters, vandals and thieves. She would rather that your businesses be shut down and give violent lawlessness a platform than for you to be able to pay your bills, send your children to school, enjoy your community parks, or attend your churches and your synagogues. As Lois Frankel's long political career finally comes to a wind, my opponent is showing signs of fatigue at just the time that we need a renewed sense of energy and purpose. She is absent at just the moment we most need an advocate. She is aloof, just as we crave someone who will roll up their sleeves and get to work. Lois Frankel shows moral indifference when we need someone who is dedicated and hands-on. Like Joe Biden, Lois Frankel is locked in her basement, literally. By her own account, she received her primary results from her couch in West Palm Beach, Florida. Sad. Really sad. When was the last time any of us saw Lois Frankel out in her own district? When Donald Trump was committing federal aid in the wake of last year's Category 5 Hurricane Dorian, Lois Frankel was nowhere to be found. A win against Lois Frankel is a win against the Democrat Party nationally. It will hurt them. It will hurt them to lose Lois Frankel. From all the way down here in Florida, we have the power to give congressional Democrats a political black eye that they deserve. As you may know, Lois Frankel actually ran unopposed in 2018. But we are not giving her that same luxury here in 2020. We're taking her on and we're going to beat her. Like President Trump, I am not bought and paid for by special interests or party bosses. I do not work for the Republican Party leadership, the establishment, or Washington elitists. I'm not one of them, and I never want to be one of them, because I'm one of you. I'm going to honor the commitment that you've made to me by giving Lois Frankel the electoral fight of her life. And then, by the grace of God, and with your help, I'm going to win this election on November 3rd. God bless you, God bless President Donald Trump, and God bless the United States of America.
Another hand for Loomer.